Let's start from the absolute beginning because to explain what I want to do, why I'm coming back now, where I've been, I have to start with where I'm coming from. So I started this channel on October 20th, 2022. I was around 18 years old at that time. I'm about to turn 19, and I was just a young teenage kid. Like it was my first year in college, I think, and back in college, I was really influenced by Gideon, and you can tell by the type of content that I that I was making. I've always wanted to be successful, and I saw the amount of success that he had. Right, so he was making a lot of pranks, seeing a lot of success in pranks. So I thought I could do the same thing, and so I did. But I quickly learned that that's not who I want to be. After doing it for a little bit, I realized that I didn't want to be known for being a cloud, pretty much. Right? I think Gideon made the same realization because he stopped doing the type of content that he was doing. So I stopped posting, right? Fast forward a little bit, I ended up dropping out of college and moving from Denton, Texas to Austin, Texas, and falling in love with sales. Surprisingly. There's just something about sales that I absolutely love. To be able to take somebody, right, at a particular moment in time and at a particular temperament and be able to warp their perception of an offer or a product or whatever it may be into something that benefits you is, I believe, one of the most powerful things that you can do. And that's why I just dove into sales like really, really hard. I must have been about 20 years old when I dropped out of college and got my first sales job. So I started off as a canvasser for a nonprofit organization. If you don't know what that is, if you've ever been at a store and you've seen those annoying people that stand in the front of the store and pretty much bother you to like donate to some random thing you've never heard about, yeah, that was me. And I was fucking good at that shit. Nobody could tell me no. So I did that for a little bit, got promoted, became a manager, and I had to hire and train some of the sales staff and things of that nature. But I ended up leaving because even though I was really good, I wasn't making any goddamn money. Like, I was broke. If you want to know how broke, I got evicted 3 to 4 times during this time period. I don't know how apartments kept up approving me, but I got evicted 3 or 4 times simply because I couldn't make, I wasn't earning a good income, right? It's not because I sucked. I was literally the top sales rep and I wasn't making any, I was barely making any money. So I quit that and started selling security systems for a company called Safe Streets, which is really just a subsidiary of ADT. So I was selling pretty much security systems for ADT. I was really good at that too, right? Did that for a little bit, but then I ended up stopping that because I sold security systems, right? But I also had to install the systems that I sold. And then I don't know if you know me, but I might look buff and strong. I hate working with my hands. I'm not a hands-on type of person. So it came to a point where I sold somebody a $13,000 system, right? I made $3,000 that day. $3,000 made it in one day, right? But I was at that motherfucker's house from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. installing that one security system. And the reason why it had to be done that day, because the only way I can close him was by telling him it would be done that day, because it was a businessman. So he was going on a business trip in a couple of days with his family. That's why he wanted to set up the security system before he left. And he said the only way he's doing it is if it was done that day. So that's exactly what I did. That's when I realized like that is an extremely inefficient way to make money. Right? I love selling. I hate installing. So I left and I quit. And that's when I got into car sales. Now, the car industry is fucking amazing. This transition happened in August of 2024 when I went from selling for Safe Streets to getting into car sales. And between August and the end of December, I made $45,000, right? Last year, 2024, between the combination of Safe Streets and car sales, it was my first time making 100 grand in a year, right? I was really, really excited about that because I can officially say I'm a six-figure earner. Well, okay. It was it was like 93.5 grand, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna say I'm a six-figure earner because I'm a round up just for the story and just for the title. But last year was honestly my first time making six figures, and it was freaking amazing. I loved it. But I have nothing to show for it. Due to my time being so goddamn broke, I got into a lot of debt because I couldn't manage anything because I wasn't making any money. And that really hit me hard in January of this year, right? Because I don't know if you know, but in the car business, January is typically the slowest month of the year, right? So I wasn't getting that many sales, right? I went from getting like 12 sales a month and making like 7 to 9 grand a month to only getting 4.5 sales in January and making 4 grand. I hadn't made 4 grand since before I started working for Safe Streets, and that really hit me because it was that period of time that my girlfriend at the time broke down, and my car started having some issues. And because of like how the money was tied up, like I found myself like scrounging for money, if I'm being honest. Like I had savings, but after paying because I paid for everything in the relationship. She lived with me, right? After paying for everything and then having to repair her car and then fixing my car, it's like I was tight. And then it was like I felt like I wasted my time because I grinded so hard to make 100 grand in a year, and I had nothing to show for it. But then it hit a turning point. You see, in the car industry, you can have varying types of managers. You can have managers that are going to make your life amazing, and then you can also have type of managers that are make your life a kind of living hell. There was a specific situation, and for professional reasons, I won't get into it. But there was a specific situation where, honestly, I was extremely disrespected by one of my managers, and I don't know like what turned in my head, but there was a switch that flipped to where I realized that I can never survive working my ass off for another man. Because I had been doing it. Now, this was in February, by the way. I had been doing it for the past 3 years, working my ass off for another man, right? Making good money, right? 100 grand is in the top, 15% of earners in America, right? That's good money. I'm grateful for. I achieved having nothing, but I had nothing to show for it, right? So I'm working for another man, grinding my ass off, stressed the fuck out. Made 100 grand, which is supposed to be good money, but I have nothing to show for it. And on top of that, I'm being disrespected by my managers. And then, something clicked in me, and I came to the realization that I can never, at least the type of person I am, I can never be fully satisfied unless I have complete control over my financial situation. Of course, I can allow the disrespect to happen, right? But at that point, if I'm allowing somebody to disrespect me just so I can continue to make a certain amount of money, that feels like financial prostitution. You know what I'm saying? That that makes me no different than a girl that gives her body up for monetary gain. I as a man, I literally would not be able to live with myself. So I left that dealership. And I've come to the conclusion and the decision that I need to figure out a way to just run my own business, right? I need to become a business owner. I'm not there yet. I don't have the business acumen. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that 100% without a doubt, running my own business is what I need to do, because the level of disrespect that I experience and the fact that I have nothing to show for all my hard work is something that I will not accept. My biggest thing is freedom. Freedom, time, freedom of decision making, freedom of location. And to really achieve all those freedoms, I need to have complete control. And I want you to know it's not coming out of laziness. I've been working 60, 70 hours for the last 3 years straight. This is coming from a place where I've been working that and I have barely anything to show for it. And it's because I was in the wrong, how do I say it? I was putting my efforts in the wrong thing. If I would have put that much time in the business of my own, who knows where I would be at. But that's beside the point. So I quit that dealership, and I've been hired at another dealership, right, which is going to pretty much help me survive as I build a business and become self-reliant. I should be able to still make a good living from there, from my assessment, right? It's a brand new dealership, by the way, never opened before. The third largest dealership of that brand. I'm not gonna say the brand. Maybe I will. But it's the third largest dealership of that brand in the nation. For my calculation, I should be able to make around 10 to 20 grand per month from there. Once it opens this Thursday, actually. So I'll be good on that. But I also started a IPGA. If you don't know what an IPGA is, it's an info product growth agency. And basically, the business model is that you find a creator, whether they're running an info product or a coaching offer currently, or they're not, and you basically pitch them to pretty much take care of all the back end systems for them. And what they get in return is that they have a lot less to do and they can focus on their content and actually delivering the offer. And what I, as the agency owner, gets in return is a split of the revenue that I generate. It's a very amazing business to run, but it's not beginner friendly, and it's very complex and very difficult, right? Matter of fact, one of the biggest things with an IPGA is a lot of people that have never ran businesses before thinking that they can just hop in and do it and make a whole lot of money. Ironic that I say that, considering that's exactly what I'm doing. But I'm different. Trust me, hear me out. I know everybody thinks that they're different. I know everybody thinks that they're different. But hear me out, right? The difference between me and the other people that are trying to start is that I'm not a 16, 17-year-old kid like that's never had done anything with sales or never had a real no, I've been in sales for 3 years. I've been in sales for 3 years. So I have a very firm understanding of customer psychology, and where they're at in the sales process. I've hired and trained sales staff before, right? Basically, all I have to do is learn how to convert that into something that's engineered through online means. So that's building landing pages, copy, which I'm actually really good at writing copy as well, and running funnels and things of that nature. Realistically, this is not the start of this, because I actually started this business a month ago, and I currently already have one client. All right, so this client is somebody that I pitched over TikTok. All right, got him to sign a contract, $2,000 to start. Biggest obstacle with this client is his audience size. He only has 7,000 followers across all platforms. Current game plan, I already built him a low ticket community and we started funneling people into there. And currently I'm building him an email list. Right now we are at 85 subscribers on his email list. And we're going to run that up to around 500 before we start email marketing and start running a high ticket offer. But the purpose and the reason why I'm coming back to this channel and why I actually decided to pick up the camera is because I feel like this is a great opportunity to document the whole entire experience, the whole entire process, literally going from zero to hero. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I'm picking up this camera, right? So you're basically gonna watch me go from having 0 clients, making 0. Well, you can't see me have 0 clients because I already have a client in my belt. But you're gonna see me go from pretty much starting out to running one of the biggest agencies ever. Yeah. I want to make promises that I'm gonna do this daily, like a daily vlog, but I don't know. So I'm not gonna make any promises. I literally did go missing for what, 2 or 3 years. So yeah, but yeah. If this sounds like something that you would want to tune into on a consistent basis, go ahead and drop a like and a follow. See you tomorrow or in 2 years, depending on how I feel after I turn off this camera.